So I was talking to one of my friends the other week, and we were talking about sort of nostalgic old things. And I sort of threw out there that, I only feel like if I really cut down the stuff that really mattered to me that isn't actually like functionally valuable in my life, I could get down to probably about 20 sheets of paper. And from that observation, a dare, a bet, a wager began. And so I'm actually doing it. And doing it has taught me some interesting things about how I've perceived what's important to me in the past. There are a lot of things that I've kept around because I've sort of thought that they were important from like a third person perspective in my life. Like there were things that I knew that other people really valued, so I thought that I should really value as well. Specifically, I'm talking about Comic-Con stuff. Don't get me wrong, going to Comic-Con was really, really cool. And yeah, I'm really happy and fortunate to have had that experience. But keeping all of the booklets and pamphlets and random advertisements and things, it just struck me a year later that maybe that doesn't really matter so much. I've only kept those so long because A, when I got them, I was like, I'm gonna find these really important later, and then B, I forgot they were there. And so I come to see me right now, and I look at them and go, why all this? Why all this stuff? I've discovered that for a lot of the things in my life, just knowing that they happened and remembering them is like plenty of reward enough. And this is coming from an incredibly like nostalgic and sentimental person. So this is like big moment for me of actually like thinking that and actually believing that versus just saying, yeah, probably, but I've got to keep this book right here, this little booklet of ads that people paid for because that's important to me. Now, that's not to say that I can throw away everything that's old. Like, the wager is 25 items, and I am making good use of that. There are some things that just don't really matter to other people or seem maybe silly to other people that are really important to me. Like, for example, this right here, this is a shirt from 2004 that I have had signed twice by John Rubin. And that signature has faded away twice because I have worn this shirt so much. And now it is like unwearable because there are so many little holes and things in it. I don't know if you can see on the camera or not. But yeah, it has lived past its prime. But this really matters to me for some reason. Like this represents something to me just in terms of like my relationship with music in general. There's a lot of other bands that I like whose stuff I've just gotten rid of because I don't have any use for it. But this, for some reason, it has a greater resonance for me of who I am as a music listener and a music lover and just who I've been over the past like decade. But that might not always be like a really important resonant thing for me. I mean, in 5 years, I might be like, okay, this isn't valuable to me anymore, and that is the time to get rid of it because it's a ratty old shirt that doesn't actually have any signatures on it. What I'm trying to get at here is the things that are really powerful to us, whether they're nostalgia or their relationships or their, various other things in our minds, the value of them will change over time, and we shouldn't feel bad for that happening. In fact, we should be able to, if that's a healthy change, be embracing it and be following after it, adjusting our lives accordingly with what ourselves are now, not what ourselves were 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago and now. This sort of struck home with me and sort of thinking about the friends I've had and the relationships I've had that have gone well or not gone well, and how much I affix value to them in my mind, and how much they did matter at one point, and now I feel like they should matter, even though they don't. And the things that really frustrated me, or the things that really concerned me, or the things that really moved me in the past don't anymore, but I feel like I have this history with that feeling, and so I need to continue in it for the perpetual future. Bad idea. Just don't listen to that voice in your head. It's silly. I don't really know if that's resonant or meaningful. That's what I'm learning right now as I go through all of the crap that I've built up over the last 2 decades. But if it is, then there you go. Enjoy. Maybe go through some of your stuff if you're really sentimental, because it hurts, but then it's good afterwards. You feel so light in a good way. You just feel like, I know what matters, and I have it with me. The other stuff, I just said goodbye to, just let it go. And now I'm ready to, like, blaze forward on this magnificent trail of who knows what.